Welcome to my top 10 ray tracing builds. In this video I'll count down the builds in my lovely world that I think look best when playing with ray tracing enabled. I will be prioritising builds that are most improved from their default look, rather than just picking builds I already like the look of. At number 10 is my bingo hall. This build snuck its way onto the list for one simple reason. I love how ray tracing makes the sign glow in different colours. The interior doesn't look dramatically different, but the glowing letters are completely transformed and now look how I always wanted them to. At number 9 is my pretty kitty. I love how the more realistic clear water looks as it flows over the outside of the glass and glowstone. Then on the inside you get to see everything reflected. I especially love how the glowstone opening reflects off the glass floor. At number 8 is Jolly Snowy. This is a minigame that's almost entirely made from stained glass. The way the now coloured light fills the entire space, creating two very distinct areas, completely changes the feel of being inside of the game. It's probably not the most beautiful entry on this list, but I really appreciate how the realistic lighting improves the visual readability of the game. At number 7 is Fancy Pants. Ray tracing is all about light, and the Fancy Pants restaurant is full of it. The enormous glass dome fills the room with light, brightening up the carpet and reflecting off the shiny quartz chairs. I however think it looks even better before noon when you can see rays of light beaming through the long windows on the side. It really makes the fanciest place in my lovely world even fancier. At number 6 is Magmatch. The strong illumination on the outside of the building really makes Magmatch stand out compared to the comparatively dull-looking minigames that surround it. I however think the inside looks even more impressive as the magma blocks fill the room with a warm glow that matches the colours on the floor, walls and ceiling. At number 5 is my airport. My airport is one of the builds that I, with the exception of the robots, tried to make look as realistic as possible. Ray tracing only elevates this realism by adding genuine looking reflections to all of the glossy materials and casting patterned shadows on the floor. I'm also going to cheat and sneak my train station at number 5 as well, seeing as it uses the same design language as the airport. At number 4 is Lovely Ink. This skyscraper is built out of a lot of the same transparent and reflective materials as many of the other entries on this list, but the reason it's so high up is because it's so high up. This building is huge. I love seeing the expansive, mostly glass walls stretching up into the sky and leaving splotches of coloured lights on the surrounding terrain. I also think it looks equally good at night as you can see the rooms glow from all of the glowstone within. At number 3 is Doggy Disco. Doggy Disco is another build that only now looks how I originally intended. The animated arrow invites you to enter, and when you do, you're greeted with a wholly dynamic room. As the floor illuminates in its expanding pattern, the light fills the entire room and reflects off the glass ceiling. And even though this disco was intended for evening hangouts, it probably looks best in the day as the room is doused in purple sunlight thanks to the stained glass above. At number 2 is Bombs Away. I personally think one of the best looking blocks when ray tracing is enabled is obsidian, and Bombs Away has a lot of obsidian. When moving through this purple maze, the way the light reflects off every surface looks incredibly natural. If you ignore its blocky nature, this game comes frighteningly close to photorealism. If I wanted to show someone ray tracing for the first time in an attempt to impress them, this would be where I would start. At number 1 is Googs Manor. This haunted house in my funland was always meant to be scary, but in all honesty, it wasn't. Now, with ray tracing enabled, it kinda is. The dark rooms with their realistic long shadows gives the ride an atmosphere that was unobtainable with vanilla Minecraft. The pop-out jack-o'-lantern's eyes glow. The quiet hallway is dark and moody, making the surprise plunge into the lava room even more shocking. The dungeon looks more like an actual spooky dungeon, and don't even get me started on this room. Ray tracing allows you to create an authentic scary atmosphere, something I really don't think was possible with the game's default lighting. Those were my top 10 ray tracing builds. It has been so fun to see how this resource pack has transformed my existing builds, and I can't wait to build new things with it enabled in my lovely world. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!